What is translation memory? In short, the translation memory software that we use is software that memorizes human-made translations in real time as they are being done. We use translation memories, or TMs, mainly for consistency and to keep our costs competitive. First, I will show you how we use a TM while preparing quotations for our clients. Here I have a simple Word file. There are no graphics, text boxes, images with embedded text in them, etc. If this is the file sent by the client, that's great. Otherwise, this is the kind of file we will create here in our office just to check the word count. Now what I will do is open a TM. If this is a returning client, we should have a specific TM that we created from past projects. This will be the TM that we use for the analysis. So now I have the TM open and select Tools, Analyze, and this box pops up. I simply drag the file for analysis to the box like this and click Analyze. If you have multiple files for one quotation, we can analyze them all together by dragging them all to this box before clicking Analyze. The software then reads through the documents and counts the number of words and also tells us how many words are repeated throughout the document. If we are using a TM that is not empty, like one for a specific client, we may also see matches based on the percentage of context matching. That would look like this. I open the returning client's TM and analyze the file just like I did before. Here we see the matching percentages and number of words. Once we have the analysis, we know exactly how many new and repeated words are in your document or documents. We can then provide a discounted rate for the translations. This allows us to keep the cost of your projects as low as possible. The most important thing for you to remember when requesting a quotation is to send editable files. This means send a file where we are able to grab the text and paste it into a Microsoft Word document or other text editor. If you have the native artwork files, such as Adobe Illustrator, InDesign, etc., those would be best. If we do not have editable files, we cannot run an analysis using the TM. This means that we also cannot discount the repetitions, and we will have to charge a file preparation fee, so non-editable files will end up costing more. Now I will show you how we use the software during a translation project. As I mentioned at the start of this video, the TM will memorize our translations in real time. What this means for you is consistency. Let's look at this Word file. I've highlighted a couple areas for easy reference. Here on page 1, we see the phrase "Made in China." If we scroll lower on the page, we see the exact same phrase again. Using the TM, we can input a translation on page 1 and it will remember this translation for the rest of this document and any future projects for this client. So back on page 1, I open the sentence for translation. The TM tells me there is no previous translation recorded, so I must type our translation in the box. Then I close the translation. I would then continue to work through the document, and when I come to this phrase again and open it for translation, the previous choice is then automatically filled in. Notice that the text entry box is green. This tells us that the source text exactly matches a translation that is saved in the software. So why isn't it free? Based on this knowledge, many people would think that the repetitions should not be charged since the software will bring up the translation. However, the translator still must read through the translation to decide if it still matches in the new context. For example, if the word call appears by itself in our translation and is a noun, it would translate differently than if it was a verb. But the software would only recognize that the word has not changed. If any part of the source text is different than the previous translation, the box will be yellow. Here's an example. Notice that before it said "Made in China" without a period, but now there's a period at the end. The TM noticed that there was a similar phrase already translated, and the percentage of match between them is high enough that it will bring up the previous translation as an option. I can look in the TM window here to see the difference between the two phrases and also how closely they match. From here, I can edit the translation as necessary. I see that the previous translation did not have a period and the new translation does. And it's a 96% match. With this kind of real-time memorization, we can ensure consistency throughout documents. This is very crucial for larger projects. You don't want a word or phrase translated one way on page 3 and a completely different way on page 87, for example. We also have the option to search the translation memory for specific words or phrases. So I know we have translated the word warning in a previous document, but the phrase containing the word does not bring up a previous translation. In order to see which translation we have previously used, I choose Tools, Concordance, and type the word I want to look up. So here I choose Tools, Concordance, and type in warning. The TM now brings up a list of phrases where the word warning has appeared in previous translations. Now I can look through them and decide what word to use in my current open sentence. Translation memory is also very important for returning clients. If you come back to us with a new project for translation, we can analyze your new files against the TM to see if there will be any kind of consistency discount. Remember that the analysis shows if we have matches from previous translations. We may then be able to provide a discount based on how many phrases match exactly with previous translations. Just as the TM helps with consistency within one project, it is a way for us to keep translations consistent over time with multiple projects. Product packaging often has choking hazard warnings. Using the TM, we can be sure that the warnings are translated the same way today as they were with a previous project 2 months ago, for example. We always welcome client feedback on our translations. If there is someone in your company who speaks the target language, they may have some edits to the translation for industry or company-specific terms. I will show you how we can go into the software and change a translation to match your edits and preferences. We will use the sample phrase choking hazard. In Spanish, this phrase can be translated in a couple different ways. Let's say we provided this translation, but you have a preference of a different translation. I just go into the concordance and search the term choking hazard. Here's the one we want to change. I right-click the flag and select Edit Translation Unit. Now I can adjust the translation in this window and click Save. Now I can go back into the document and open the phrase for translation. The TM will no longer suggest the previous translation, but it will instead suggest your preferred translation. Now your preferences are saved and can be put into place in future projects from the start. This way, when a future project is translated, you won't have to send the same edits over and over again, and this saves you time. Thank you for watching and learning a little more about how we use translation memory software to aid our clients in their translation projects. Our goal is to make the translation process as smooth and painless as possible for our clients. For more information about Precision Language and Graphics, or to request a quote, visit our website in the info section of this video. We look forward to working with you.